morning UAE, this is Michael here and welcome to Epic Fridays, where epic people share their epic stories. Stories that will get you inspired to start your own UK journey. Today we are interviewing a family man who have tried so many times before to be able to get to the UK, Canada, but nothing happened really. It's just unfortunate that he has to go through all of this obstacles, failures and challenges just to be able to get to where he is right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you today our guest, Marlon. Marlon, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great.
And you?
I'm fine, thank you very much for asking, and thank you very much for your time today and to be our guest here at Epic Fridays. Are you excited to share your epic story?
Absolutely.
Great. Marlon, to start off, I want to understand, before UAE, where were you?
Before UAE, I was working as a call center agent in the Philippines.
In the Philippines, okay.
And before that, I was in the UK with a student visa.
Okay.
Working as a caregiver and then promoted as a senior carer.
Okay.
But then I did not get unemployment. So I decided to go back to the Philippines after overstaying an 11 month.
Right. That's a good preview of your story. So let's break it down a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Back in the Philippines, how was life in the Philippines? How many were you in the family?
Okay, we're six in the family.
Okay.
Yeah. And I graduated nursing back in 2007.
2007.
But I failed the licensure exam in the Philippines. So after a year working as a nursing assistant, I decided to go to the UK with a student visa.
A student visa?
Yes.
And which course did you take going to the UK?
It's an NVQ course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a one-year course?
Actually, it's they said it can be up to 3 years.
Okay.
Depending if you're going to continue or progress to the next level.
Okay.
Because we started with NVQ level 2.
Right.
So I entered UK December 10, 2008.
2008?
Yes.
Okay, as a student?
As a student.
Right. And then the plan when you went to the UK was, I'll do my education, I'll finish that, and then hopefully after that I get an employment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. But that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Why?
Okay. 2008, I entered the UK with a student visa. There was a school. Yes, we were enrolled.
Right.
And then after a couple of months, we're paying the fees, the tuition fees. But then after a couple of months, we just learned that there will be it will become a very difficult one to convert your visa from a student visa to a working permit or to find a sponsor.
During that time? During
that time, because of the transition of the government. An election was held.
Okay.
And when the new government comes in, the priority are the EU members.
Okay.
So we're still going on that school while studying the NVQ course. I'm also working in a home care. So working as a healthcare assistant.
Right. Okay. So whilst you were a student, you were also doing part-time as a carer.
Yes. Because as a holder of a student visa, you are allowed to work 20 hours
per
in a week.
Correct.
During the class. I mean, during the
during the time that you can study.
Yes.
Yeah?
But during breaks, then you can work full time.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So 6 months working as a healthcare assistant, I got promoted to become a senior carer, but still under a student visa.
Right. Okay.
And then the first school where I was enrolled, the government, I think, closed that one. But I don't know exactly the reason.
So that school was shut down?
Yeah, it was shut down. So I moved or enrolled to another college.
Okay.
Just to have the valid student visa.
So the first school was shut down by the
Yes,
government.
by the government.
And then because you wanted to stay in the UK and prolong your stay, you decided to enroll yourself to another university.
Yes.
Right?
Well, actually, it's not a university, it's just a college.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so got enrolled to another college, still have the valid student visa, and continue working
Right.
in the care home. So I'm working already as a senior carer at the time, then get promoted again as a moving and handling trainer.
Okay.
I asked the facility, the manager, if they can sponsor my work permit. They said they're not registered to do that.
So they don't have a sponsor license?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, I keep on looking for a facility. Well, I'm still working with them, but I'm looking for a sponsor.
Correct.
Until I met a person who said that she can look or hook up for a sponsor. So to switch the student visa to a work permit. So I paid for that on that person. I paid her.
Do you remember how much?
Fully paid. It's around more than 3,000 pounds at that time.
Okay.
So she said she can look for a sponsor and have her status changed. Until my visa lapsed, I did not get any result from her. My visa expired February 2011. And at that time, I'm still working on the home care, but I don't have the visa anymore. It lapsed already.
Okay.
So I stayed in the UK until January of 2012.
Okay.
So I overstayed for 11 months.
11 months.
Yes.
Okay. Before your visa got expired, how many years were you staying in the UK as a student?
So that's from 2008 until 2011.
Okay,
So
3 years.
3 years.
Okay. In that span of time, 3 years, you were a student, you were doing part-time work, you've got promoted, you had all the opportunities for you to, start living in the UK
Yes.
and working in the UK. But the thing was, there was no opening for you to get a sponsor.
Yes.
Which is the crucial part, because then you won't be able to continue to stay in the UK and work legally.
Yes, that's right.
And it came to a point wherein you overstayed for 11 months.
11 months.
Because you were still clinging to the hope of finding a sponsor.
Yes.
And you paid someone, I don't know if you know that person or I don't know. But then, of course, I understand that there was a desperation.
Yes.
That, I'm already here, I don't want to waste my time, I don't want to waste my efforts, I've got all the promotions I wanted, I want to stay here, right? Take my money, get me a sponsor, right? But nothing happened.
Nothing.
Okay, right. So I understand that you were in the UK during that time together with your then girlfriend, right? How was the experience for her? Of course, you guys, she's your dependent.
At
Is
the
that
time?
correct? Yeah.
No.
Oh, she was also a student?
She's a student holder as well.
Right.
She's a student visa holder. So we were enrolled in the same school first, and then we moved to the next college, working on the same home care facility.
Right.
And we paid at the same time, the person.
Okay.
So we both got the scam, as you can say, at the same time.
So you didn't know that when you, as a student, you can bring your partner as your dependent?
Well, I know that you can bring a dependent.
Okay.
But since we were not married, I don't have the idea that
and how
can
you can do it.
Yes.
Okay, so both of you decide to come in as
a student visa holders.
Okay, right.
So I exit the UK January 2012.
2012.
And she stayed for a little bit longer. I think September 2012 when she got back to.
And she was okay for you to just leave her. Right? Stay there. I'm gonna go. Yeah. I think that was because she was still hoping that she can get a sponsorship.
Yes, because at that time I think she had a better employer. At that time.
Right.
So she stayed a bit longer there.
Okay. So how was that experience for you? I mean, in my opinion, that could be like a bit of traumatic, You tried all the things that you can in order for you to get an employer. You overstayed. You nearly committed a crime of overstaying,
Yeah.
right? And you got scammed. How was that experience for you? Did you think that I would never go back to the UK, right? There's no possibility for me to go back to the UK.
Yeah, that's the mindset that because I had an overstay history,
Yeah,
there will be no way for me to go back.
right.
And how would you say that? Because I got promoted, I have a stable job, I got promoted.
Right,
So I was hoping, the hope is really high at that time.
right,
The only missing thing is the sponsor.
right.
Because I'm a senior carer already at that time. But then as I've said, the transition of the government, they
Yeah.
changed a lot of things.
Okay.
So move forward, when I heard about Ian's, when I talked to him, that's the only time that I realized that in 2008, the government stopped giving or sponsoring for this senior carer.
Okay.
They remove it from the shortlisted job.
Yes, it's actually it was removed from the eligible occupation list.
Okay.
Right, and they just place it back again last December 2020. Right. Okay. Before we move forward for you talking about Ian's, right? Now, after UK, you went back to the Philippines. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you do when you went back to the Philippines?
I work as a call center agent
A call
for
center
6
agent.
months.
Okay.
And then I stopped.
You stopped.
Yeah.
Why?
That's not for me. The lifestyle of a call center agent is not for me.
Uh-huh.
You'll start working 10 in the evening.
Okay.
You'll finish at 6. Well, depending on how fast you are
Right.
doing the job, because I'm on a back office position. So I don't usually receive calls because that's the typical call center agent. You receive the calls,
Okay.
answer the inquiry. But for me, it's a back office job wherein I'll make the call to ask them the question.
Right.
And if I'll do the job faster than the usual, then I can finish my shift 4 or 5 in the morning.
Okay.
But then, if you finish at 5 or 4, you have your friends or colleagues, and they will ask you, come on, grab a drink at 5 in the morning.
Right. I understand. I used to be in a night shift before and a graveyard shift. But unlike you, we're actually getting drinks in the middle of the shift. No, seriously. But you know, it's a short break. We dine out together and then we drink a bit and then we go back to work, and that's it. And then after that call center stint, what did you do?
Okay, after that call center stint, my girlfriend at that
Yeah.
time came back from the UK.
Oh, now she went back, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's,
Maybe she feared that, oh, hey, what are you doing that call center? Are you trying to find another girl? Yeah?
So September of 2012, she arrived from the UK. And December of that year, we got married.
Okay.
So December 2012, we got married. And then the following year, 2013, April of 2013, she was able to come here to
the
UAE
So now
with the
it's
help
her
of
turn to
her
leave you.
sister.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I was left behind in the Philippines.
Okay.
And then April, she came here, and 5 or 6 months after, I was able to follow with a visit visa.
Right.
So at that time, she was working as an encoder
Okay.
in the laboratory. I entered the UAE with visa, got a job, and my first job is in home care. So,
Okay.
a caregiver.
Right.
Somewhat related to my previous job
Yeah.
in the UK.
Right. A place where you are familiar with.
Yes.
A job that you're familiar with. And I think that somehow made you comfortable here in the UAE during that time, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So I was working as a as a caregiver from 2013 up until 2015.
Okay.
And my wife, my girlfriend at that time was able to get her phlebotomist license here in the UAE. So the life is getting better.
Better.
I can say that at that time.
Okay.
And then 2014, we welcome our daughter.
Right. Okay.
So July 6, 2014, she was
okay.
born here in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
And then while working as a caregiver, someone told me about this CSSD technician job, and I was persuaded to take or to pursue that career.
Okay.
So I ended up taking a 6-month course in the Philippines.
Oh, so you flew back to the Philippines?
Yes.
Just to take this course?
Yes, to take the 6-month course for that CSSD technician job. I was able to finish the course, pass the American certification for that, and after that, I was able to pass the UAE licensure exam to become a CSSD technician.
Okay.
So since 2017, I am working as a licensed CSSD technician here in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, I see. Okay, so your wife now is a lobotomist, working as a lobotomist. You doing that. I think both of you work in the healthcare industry here in the UAE has given you comfort, have given you, good amount of salary to support yourselves. And are you guys supporting your family back in the Philippines?
Yeah, somewhat you can say that, but they're not totally dependent on us.
Okay.
So we have a stable job here. Well, back then, when we still don't have our professional license here, we were living in a room with her sister's family.
Okay.
So in one room, there's a partition. We call it partition here in the UAE. So we divided the room into two just to have some privacy.
Correct.
So, and after that, when we get our professional license, the life is getting better. We were able to move on our own, rent a flat, 1-bedroom flat, together with our daughter.
Okay, so you were staying in a room with your wife's family.
Yes.
I can just imagine how small that room is, and that's you and your wife and your daughter.
Yes.
Right. When you moved out of that place, now the space is bigger. You guys are living more comfortably. But did it ever occur to you that what do you call your wife? Honey, what?
Honey.
Honey, do you want to go elsewhere? Do you want to migrate elsewhere? I understand that we now have a stable job. We've got a good life here, but do you have any plans, or are you thinking of moving elsewhere? Was that a conversation that happened years ago?
Yeah, it does occur to us moving to another country, even at this point in time that we have our professional license here. But it's my wife who's really, pushing for us to move to another country.
Okay, and what was the first choice?
So Canada is the first one.
Canada.
Because back then, at the back of our mind.
You were still afraid of going back to the UK.
Because of that overstay history.
Okay.
So we looked for an agency. We found one in Abu Dhabi. We paid, the agency fully paid. They said, in a year or two.
A year or two?
Yes, you'll be in Canada as an immigrant.
Okay.
So we comply with all the requirements.
Right.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay that agency?
It's almost 10,000 dirhams.
Per person?
No, for
all of you guys?
For both.
Okay.
As a family.
Right. And then the promise was that in a year or two, you guys would be migrants to Canada.
Yes.
Was there any clear process discussed to you? Like, okay, so you pay me money, you wait, that's it?
First, I attended the seminar.
Right.
So back then, they discussed the job opportunities, the professionals that are needed in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So they said, since you have a nursing background, you're working in a medical field right now, you're eligible.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the documents that you needed to submit. And there is a process that, I don't know if it's still existing right now for Canada. They call it express entry.
Yeah. Okay.
So they said they will put our documents there, our applications there on that express entry.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like the government is doing the raffle
yes.
for that.
And that's exactly the same thing that I always say to people who are interviewed, because it's not just you, yeah? The other candidates or applicants that we've interviewed before, the first thing that comes into their mind when migrating is Canada. And all of them said the same thing. We waited, nothing happened. Right? And then you're like what you said, you're in a raffle. You're just waiting for your name to get called, and then that's the only time the process will start for you to, do the migration.
That's what they said.
Right? But you mentioned to me earlier, this is not the last time you attempted to go to Canada.
Yes, so that was the first one, and nothing happened. That was way back 2015.
Not long ago.
Yeah, 15 or 16.
Okay.
So we were still based in the main city in Abu Dhabi, and then we moved here into Al Ain. Al Ain is still part of Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So we moved to Al Ain, and then through a friend, we were referred to another agency, and this time it is based here in Dubai.
Okay.
The good thing at that time, the reason why we were persuaded to pay or to register to that agency is because that person who referred us is already in Canada.
Right.
Okay, so we went to the agency, we had a discussion, what is the procedure, how long it will take, and then we ended up paying.
Right. Okay.
So it's on a monthly installment, and for a year we were paying, and we ended up paying it. The full amount was paid already.
Okay.
And then COVID comes in.
Right.
And nothing happened again up until now.
So you paid in full, and this time how much?
I think it's 13,000 dirhams.
For the whole family?
Yes.
And nothing happened?
Nothing.
You are so unlucky,
yeah, when it comes to agency or to the person that we're paying for the services, you can say that.
But now, it's a different time now, I understand, because in a few minutes we'll be talking about not your failures or your failed applications, but your success.
Okay.
Right? So before we move forward to that, now that you've tried, you went to the UK before as a student, applied twice to Canada, nothing happened, right? And then the last one would be with Ian's.
Yes.
Right? After all those failures, after all those problems, after getting scammed, what made you still decide to, and the fact that you still have an overstaying case, right? What made you decide to, okay, this time, let's try the UK. This time with Ian's.
Yeah.
Right? Before you answer that, let's take a break, right? And we'll continue our epic stories here at Epic Fridays. And welcome back to our Epic Fridays show. Again, together with me is Marlon, right? Marlon, before we took a break, we found out that you have been to the UK as a student, didn't get an employer, got scammed, you've been an overstayer, you bad boy, you and your then girlfriend, right? And then you moved to the UAE, you applied to 2 different agencies, right? because you wanted to go to Canada,
Yeah.
fully paid, waited, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Right? But this time, we're going to talk about your success with Ian's. Okay? Now, despite everything that happened to you, what made you still decide that, okay, this time, let's try UK and let's try it with Ian's? How did you first hear about us?
Okay. There's no plan at all
Okay.
to apply to the UK.
Right.
It just so happened that my sister-in-law, who is also here in the UAE, got the information from her sister-in-law, who is based in Belfast.
Right. Okay.
So the message was, actually, it was asking her, are you interested to work as a senior carer in the UK?
Right.
And then she forwarded the message to my wife, to her sister.
Right.
Because she knew that we've been to the UK
Correct.
and worked as a carer, healthcare assistant. And then my wife then asked me, are you interested?
Are you interested?
At first, no.
Why?
Because I'm thinking it's just another agency.
Right. Okay.
And we have a bad record in the UK.
Of course.
So that's the main thing.
Okay.
It's just another agency and we have a record. So it's a no-no at that
Right.
time.
No for UK
Yeah.
because, bad experience, overstaying. Why would you want to go to the UK, right? But what happened?
Okay, that was on the 29th of July when my wife and her sister exchanging messages about the possibility of applying to the UK through Ian's. So later at night, my wife was she showed me the messages. It did not interest me at all.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Because I'm still worried, the history in the UK, the record. And then later on, they sent a mobile number,
Right.
a UK registered mobile number. And the message came from Joseph.
Okay.
Okay. So what I did, it's around 8 or 9 in the evening here in the UAE. So I made a phone call. I called that number, UK registered number, and Maria answered my call. So I have lots of questions. I throw her all the questions I have in mind, and she was able to answer them all. And I think she's how can you say that? As if she knew all the answer. She has all the answer.
Right. Maria, by the way, is our operations director.
Yeah.
Right.
At that time, I don't know what was
Okay.
her position, what's her job exactly with Ian's. So I sent her a message and then I ended up calling her. So I have the question, she got the answer, and then she told me, why not try to attend the webinar on the following month, which is August. I said, no, later on. I'll decide after I get the answer. And she said, no, you will get the answer on the webinar.
Right.
So we end up the day just like with a phone call, question and answer. And then the following day, I was off on the 30th. I still have, I don't know if the interest is there, but I have questions again.
This time you're getting interested.
You can say that.
Yeah. This time you're getting curious.
Yeah.
Right. Is this the right time? You might be thinking, she was able to answer all my questions, but I think I need more. Right.
Yes.
So what did you do?
First thing in the morning, I make a phone call again without realizing that it's too early in the UK.
Correct. Okay.
So that was on the 30th. No answer from Maria.
Right.
I sent her messages through WhatsApp. No answer from her. I said, oh, typical agency.
Okay.
But then before the end of the day, I received a message from Maria. She said she was in a meeting. And the meeting was a very long one. That's why she was not able to answer my call or respond to my messages.
Right.
So I called her again and she pick up the line. Questions, and she was able to answer them all. Then she said, are you going to register for the webinar? Okay, I'll do that. So what's next after the webinar? Attend the webinar, and then you decide whether you're going to continue with the process, with the procedure of the application. Okay then. So what is that procedure after the webinar? And that's the time when she mentioned the SC Momentum program.
Right. Okay.
So on that day, on the 30th, I signed up and paid for the upcoming webinar.
Right.
Without knowing the exact date, actually, for the of the webinar.
Right.
So that was on the 30th of July. And then on the 31st, I still have some more questions.
Right. Okay.
So I called her and explained the situation with me and my wife, our background.
Of you overstaying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think she's asking Sukbinder that time. I don't know exactly if it's a Sukbinder, but I can hear she was asking someone inside the office at that time. So the SE Momentum was discussed, like a brief overview of what is SE Momentum. So on the 30th, I paid for the webinar. On the 31st, I ended up registered,
for the momentum.
For the SE Momentum program.
Right. Okay.
Without the webinar.
Okay.
Because Maria said, what you're going to get on the webinar, I already told you everything.
Right. Okay.
So after the registration for the SE Momentum, 4th of August was the induction.
Okay. So now you're beginning to, you've enrolled yourself in the Momentum Club.
Yes.
Right? On the 31st of July. And then the induction date for the start of the class.
Yeah, for the cohort.
Yes, was 4th of August.
4th of August.
You attended the induction, and what did you discover?
Okay, for the induction, actually it was Ian.
Yeah.
And you were there as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
You discussed the whole procedure, the documents that are needed, the work placement, everything.
Right.
And one thing that captured my attention was the police clearance.
Right. Okay.
Because I've been to the UK.
Right.
I have a record of overstaying. And I was told...
It's going back to you now. Okay.
I was told that you need to provide or to get a police clearance from the UK because you've been there for the last 10 years. For more than 12 months, for the last 10 years. I said,
okay.
I get worried again.
Right.
That I might end up, a red flag. Let's say a red flag.
And then you wasting money again, wasting your time again.
So I was briefed on the documents, the mode of payment.
Right.
So, okay, the live session will start on the following week for the care standard, and Neil is for the IELTS review training. So after the induction, what I did is I tried to comply with all the documents needed. But I make sure I get the UK police clearance first. So I applied online for the UK police clearance. And then after 4 working days, I got the
police clearance.
UK police clearance.
Okay, and what did it say?
No trace.
Oh.
So it's all clear.
So at this point, I think, okay, we're on the clear. Wife, hey, we're good. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, because there's no record with the police.
Okay.
So I said, I think I can do this. I will get there.
Okay.
So one by one, we were able to get all the documents needed. The police clearance from the UK. I booked for the IELTS exam. I initially applied for the UAE police clearance, but I've seen that it's only valid for 3 months, so I delayed that one.
Okay. Okay.
And then I applied for the police clearance in the Philippines, which is really...
Oh, yeah.
It took so long.
Yeah, that is true.
So I was able to comply. I started to comply with the documents. attended the online sessions, IELTS review.
Okay.
So the progress is there.
Right.
And then our tutor, Cheryl,
Okay.
she sent me the manual
For
that
the
I
training.
need to complete the reflection and the e-learning.
Right.
And after a week, I was able to complete all that. So days gone by, and on the 31st of August,
31st of August.
no, 30th of August, there was an email from, I'm not sure if it's from Dawn or from Jan
Right.
with regards to the upcoming
Interview.
Basically, I was shortlisted
Okay.
for the job interview.
Less than a month, you got
Yeah.
shortlisted.
I got shortlisted. After I completed the manual, the reflections and the
Right.
e-learning, I got shortlisted to be
Okay.
interviewed.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick.
When you got this email, what's the first thing that came into your mind?
I need to submit my resignation.
Really? Okay.
Because during the induction, I was told that after you become successful with the job interview, there is a big possibility that within a month,
Yeah.
you'll get your visa
Correct.
with you. I said, okay, I was shortlisted. So I did not inform even my wife that I was shortlisted.
Okay.
And then the following day, it was the day when I was about to pick up my passport, because I renewed my passport.
In the embassy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the day, same date for the pickup and the interview
interview.
prep, and then the
Right.
supposed interview session.
Okay.
So I was in Abu Dhabi. I'm thinking that the interview prep was scheduled at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. UAE time.
Right.
Because since I've been into UK, my mindset is 4 hours behind
Okay.
the time. They said it's 9 o'clock in 10 o'clock. I don't know, 9 o'clock UK time.
Right.
So I was thinking it's 1 o'clock here
in the
UAE.
Okay.
And then when I was sitting there waiting for my passport to be released, when I checked my phone, I said, "Oh, it's only 3 hours backwards because it's summer
daylight.
daylight."
Okay.
I said, "It's less than 2 hours." And I'm still here in Abu Dhabi. And to get back home, it's almost a 2-hour drive.
Okay.
So once I received the passport, get into the car and drive as fast as I can. The good thing is 160 kph, Abu Dhabi lane. So in no time I was back in the house, and then waiting for the Zoom meeting to start.
Right.
With John.
Okay. So you were on time.
Yeah, I was the last.
Okay.
So the session started for the interview prep.
Yeah.
With John, and I don't know if it's around 8 or 10 other candidates.
Right.
And the interview prep goes on. And then John said that you will receive an email if you're going to have the interview today.
Okay.
If you did not receive any email after 15 minutes, then you'll be booked for the interview after a week.
Okay.
And I waited for half an hour. I did not receive anything. So, and at that time, my child was on bed. She was about to sleep. So I joined. I was resting. And then my phone rang, and I saw the number. It's +44. Again, it's a UK registered number. So I said, hello. And the person was, I think it was Neha.
Okay.
She said, Marlon, are you free for an interview today?
Right.
Yes, I am. Actually, I was waiting for the email because John said there's an email.
Correct.
If you're going to be interviewed today, but I did not receive anything. But can you do the interview? Can you attend the interview today? Yeah, sure. Okay, get ready in 2 minutes time.
In 2 minutes?
Yeah, it will start. I said, can you give me at least 5 minutes to get ready?
Okay.
Okay then, sure. 5 minutes then.
Right.
So 5 minutes then, I was in front of the laptop. And Zoom meeting started.
Okay.
Then that's the job
Hold
interview.
on a second. In that 5 minutes, Marlon, did everything just flash back? Like, okay, this is the interview, this is my opportunity to get a job, right? Did you feel like, were you a bit nervous? Were you excited? I mean, in the next 5 minutes, you're getting your opportunity to get a sponsor in the UK, which you didn't get years ago, right?
Yeah.
What was the feeling?
Okay. After the call, so I only have 5 minutes to prepare. I don't know, it's a mixed feelings actually. I am worried for the interview because I was about to sleep already.
Yeah, okay.
Although I had the interview prep before that, I'm worried that can I make it? What could be the possible questions? Will I be able to answer the questions? And luckily, the interview prep really helped a lot.
Right.
So, thank you, Miss Jan, for that.
Okay.
I was asked, I think around 8 or 10 questions.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, my wife was asking, why are you changing?
In the middle of the night, I guess, yeah?
No, it's around
What time was that?
3
3 in the
o'clock here.
afternoon?
Yeah, here in the UAE.
Okay, right.
And the curtains were closed because we were about to sleep
Okay.
and take a nap.
Afternoon nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was asking, why are you changing? No, it's just for an interview prep with Miss Jan. Okay. And on the sitting room in our lounge, where I'm going to do the interview,
Right.
we have this small camera there,
Okay.
to monitor our daughter
Yeah.
during her online class.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, no, my wife will be watching using this one. So I turned it off.
Okay.
And then the meeting started. Dawn was there, Tanya, and the manager
Right.
from Lindemann. So the interview started. I think I was doing good at the
Right.
beginning.
Okay.
And then there was one situation on the interview about the resident. So I was not satisfied with my answer.
Right.
It's because I felt like the manager, the interviewer, was leading me to the answer.
Right.
So I'm thinking, maybe I'm not doing that good with this interview. So it lasted more than 15 minutes, I can say.
Okay.
And then after that, the manager said, Ian's will get back to you for the result of the interview. So that's on the 31st of August.
August. Right. So
Then-
the interview is done.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
done. Tanya said, thank you, Marlon.
Right.
We'll keep in touch. Okay. So the following day, I'm not sure if it's on the 2 days after,
Right.
September 2, I was in the late shift. We had a meeting with Ian, with you as well, and Dawn.
Okay.
That was around 7 or 8 UAE time.
Right.
I was in my scrub suit with the head cover. Initially, the meeting was for UAE candidates for a meetup with Ian,
Right.
because he was here at
Okay.
that time. So around we were 10 or 15 on the meeting. I think at least 10. And then Don congratulated one of the
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Fred was there,
Yeah.
and I can still remember that Fred
Right.
was crying
Right.
when he heard.
I remember that. Yeah, we sent out a meeting link because we wanted to meet you guys.
Yes.
Here in the UAE, and then all of a sudden, Don blurted out that the
You passed
successful
the
candidate-
interview.
Yeah, but before that, 2 days after the interview, yeah, what were you thinking? Were you expecting to get an offer, or did you think that? What was in your mind?
I'm not sure about the result actually. I'm not expecting that much.
Okay.
Because as I've said during the interview, I felt like the interviewer was leading me to the
Right.
to the answer.
But you still didn't say
So
the right answer.
yeah, that's what I thought, that I did not, pass the interview. So 2 days after, then Don spilled it out.
Yeah, accidentally.
Yeah, he congratulated
Don.
one of the candidate there.
Right.
So I was just listening.
Okay.
One by one, he called out
Right.
the name, and he said, "Oh, by the way, Marlon was also there." That's why I asked Don, "Are you sure?
Okay.
Are you sure that my name is on the list?" And then Ian was laughing out loud there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, but it's not official.
I remember that. I completely remember that. It was not something that Don had to say,
Yeah.
but because he was so excited during that time, he just, "Oh, Michael, by the way, these are the people who passed."
Yeah.
And he was actually seeing them on Zoom. That's why he got so excited. "Oh, you passed," like that.
Yeah.
And then one by one, names were getting called. Were you wondering, is my name getting called? Huh? Were you
No,
expecting?
I'm just listening.
Right,
Because I'm not expecting.
right.
And my sister-in-law is also there.
Yeah, okay.
And I did not mention to anyone, actually, to my wife, to my sister-in-law, that I got interviewed,
Okay,
and I was not expecting about the result. That's
okay.
why.
And then
That's
all
why
of us-
when I heard my name, "Are you sure, Don? Are you sure
Okay.
my name is on the list?" I
Right.
said, and he said, "Yes, but it's not yet official."
Oh my gosh.
And then you
Don.
mentioned, "Oh, just wait for the official email about the result."
Right.
Okay. And then the
Okay.
following day, we received the
the official email.
official email with the offer letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. By that time that you have received the offer, I mean, certainly it was still not the end of the process, right? Okay, now I've got my requirements, I've got my offer. Last step, visa application.
Yes.
At that point, did you still have some doubts in your mind?
Yes. Because
What were those?
because after I received the offer letter, I also received a link to the UK Home Office for the visa application process.
Right.
So the first part should be filled up by the applicant itself.
Correct.
And on that part, it was asking, "Have you been to the UK for the last 10 years?"
Right.
So I said yes, the date, the address, the postcode. And the follow-up question was, "Did you committed any of the following?" And it says, "Violation of your visa
Duration.
yeah. So I said yes. Then explanation.
Right.
I overstayed. Blah blah blah. But I did not mention that I paid someone.
Okay.
So I just mentioned that I was still hoping, looking for the sponsor, and nothing happened. So I then decided to exit the UK on January 2012.
Right.
And then the question goes on, goes on.
So you were getting nervous at this time?
Yeah. Even here in the UAE, there was a question. Have you committed any of the following violation or crime? I'm not sure
Yeah.
about the word.
Did you?
I said yes, with regards to the driving violation. I got several speeding tickets here.
Right, okay.
Said okay. Put in the details. And then it says this application will stay active for I think 10 weeks.
Okay.
And if not done or completed at that time, it will be
Yeah, this is for
canceled.
your UK visa application
Yes.
now, yeah?
And then after a couple of days, they assigned a solicitor for that. Oh, no, not yet. After the COS was assigned,
Right,
then that's the time they assigned the solicitor
okay.
for the candidates.
Right.
By the way, for Lindemann, I think we were 14 in the group, successful candidates.
14, okay.
And the solicitor, for me, it was Sahil.
Right. Okay, so you got the official email and then the offer letter.
Yes.
You signed it, right? You sent it back to whoever sent it to you. And then how many days did it took for them to assign the COS?
It's more than a month.
More than a month.
Yeah, more than
okay.
a month. Because the offer letter I returned it on the same day, on the 2nd of September.
Mm-hmm.
And then the COS was assigned, I think 7th or 10th of October.
Of October.
For the whole group, I think.
Right. Okay. So it was not just you.
Yeah, for the whole group.
Right. Okay. So it took a month for your COS to be assigned.
Yes.
And when your COS has been assigned, yeah, how many days did it take for the caseworker to contact you and say, hi Marlon, we're gonna process your visa application now?
Okay, after the COS was assigned, I think it's just after 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
We received an email from the solicitor saying that he was the assigned solicitor.
Right.
This will be the procedure.
Correct.
The information that I will be needing from you. So, and then that's it. We just communicating regularly with the solicitor. No issues with the communication with them.
Right. Okay.
If he needs something, he'll just call me or send a WhatsApp message
And
asking for details.
Was he able to give you the confidence that, because you were answering the visa application, you were filling it up, you saw the crimes committed, violations and all that, but did he give you some sort of assurance that, no, this is, just a normal question, everything's okay? What were the discussions?
Yeah. With Sahil, he mentioned that according to the UK law, if you overstayed and you did not receive any support or funds from that government, then it won't be an issue at this point in time because it's almost 10 years.
Right.
The same thing I heard from Ian directly because when he came in, when we first met, that's the first question that I asked him.
Right.
Will it affect my future application? Will this overstay history affect the application? He just asked me, did you receive any financial support from the government? Were you deported? I said, no. No deportation, no funds coming from the government. I said,
you voluntarily left
yes,
the country?
and I paid for my airfare at that time.
Right.
And he said, no issues at all. Continue with the process and no issues. Same thing with what the solicitor said.
Okay.
No issues. But he just need the exact details as to when did your visa expire and when did you exit the UK.
Okay.
And then with regards to the dependents, he asked me, do you have dependents? I said, I have my wife and my daughter here and I'm planning to take them with me to the UK.
Right.
Are you flying at the same time? That was a question. That's the plan. And then I told him, but my wife also have an overstay history, which is more than a year, and she was not sure about the documents if she received any from the government, from the UK government. So we were discussing that part, and then we decided that we'll process my application first, and then once it's approved, then we'll do my dependents visa processing.
Okay. So fast forward to the day that you have submitted your visa.
Okay.
Right? After you submitted your application, what were you thinking?
That was a sleepless night.
Really?
I submitted the visa application. I was booked on the 28th of October for the appearance, for the VFS visa appointment. I did the payment for the priority, which by the way will be reimbursed by the by our,
because your employer
is very generous
you on that. Okay.
Yeah. So by the way, all expense paid by our employer.
Very generous employer.
It is. So I paid for the priority service, and they said it will be released within 5 working days. So that was on the 28th of October, Thursday.
Right.
So it's the end of the week. So the first day will be counted is Sunday.
Sunday.
And from that day on, I'm very scared. I'm very worried.
Okay. You were still worried. You were still...
Yeah, I'm still worried. You know, it will just end, you know, if I have the visa itself.
Right. Okay.
So from the 28th, I submitted the application, 28th, Thursday, 11 in the morning. After that, I went for my regular duty later on that day.
Right.
Off on Friday, Saturday off. Thinking, the only thing on my head is that visa application. What will happen to that application? And they said 5 working days. I keep on counting. For Fred, he submitted Sunday, and I think Wednesday he already got the result.
Okay.
But for me, I have the weekend. I have the Friday, Saturday, and it will just start. The process will start on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday. So I keep on counting, waiting, and then on the 2nd of November, that was Tuesday.
Right.
Tuesday evening, 9 in the evening, I received a message from the BFS that the visa application for this reference number was submitted to, and if you apply with, if you opted with the courier, it will be delivered to your address, blah, blah, blah.
So you received that message, and in that message, it still wasn't clear.
Yes.
If it's approved
Or not.
or rejected.
Yes.
Okay.
So I received the message 9 in the evening, I think up until 3 in the morning. I kept on thinking, looking at the message.
Was it approved?
Yeah, and
Please.
and when will I receive the passport itself?
Right.
So I'm looking on the mobile phone. I did not sleep at all during waiting for the message from the courier that your passport is going to be delivered, but nothing comes in till afternoon. And then I reported to my duty.
Right.
Around 3 in the afternoon, someone called, and he said he introduced himself as staff of Aramex, the courier company.
So this is the time when you're supposed to be receiving your passport.
Yes.
Now. Okay.
And he said, "Where exactly at you right now?" I said, "I'm here in the town center working." Anybody else in your house to pick up to receive your documents? I said, "No, but my wife is there." But I don't want her to receive. I want to see it.
You just want to surprise her.
Yeah, and I want to see it first, the result, whether it's...
So you've kept a lot of things from your wife during this process,
yes.
Huh?
That's true. So my duty started at 3, and it was supposed to end at 12 midnight.
Yeah.
I got the call just past 3. I just started, actually, my shift. I said, "No, but can you come here in the town center so I can receive it here?"
Yeah.
He said, "No, that's too far. And after I drop your document, I'll be heading back to Abu Dhabi." So I'm thinking, what should I do then? So I make an excuse to my manager.
Right.
"Sir, I need to go out. I have this issue back home. It won't take an hour." And he said, "Go. Go right away." So I went to where he is, the courier service, and I got the parcel.
Yes.
I was shaking. I'm still very nervous to see the result. I open it up, and the first part of the passport, when I open it, because it's attached, 2 passports attached, with the old one where my visa is for the UAE.
Correct.
And the renewed passport where the supposed visa.
Yes.
So when I open it, I got the UAE visa. No, this is not what I'm looking for. The next part then, I got
You saw your visa.
the visa.
Okay.
So I'm still shaking. I got the passport. Instead of going back straight to my duty, went back home. Because I'm just nearby at that time.
Right. And this is the time that you reveal everything to your wife.
Then I pressed the bell. My wife opened the door. I told her, unfortunately, I did not make it. The application was denied. That's what I told her.
Bad.
And I can see her face.
Okay.
She was about to cry. Her face turns red, and she was about to cry. And before she even cried, we got the visa.
Right.
And then she's very happy. Little by little, we're getting there. Because it's still, I won't say I'm a successful candidate of Lindemann, yes.
Yes.
But as a family, I won't say it's completed already because I don't have their visa.
Of course.
So we're getting there. And hopefully,
soon,
no more problems.
And no more surprises, yeah? Oh, wow. That was a really, really good suspense. I can just imagine your wife bursting out in tears and then seeing your passport and then hugging you and you guys were celebrating. Oh my gosh.
No, actually, my wife, she don't know what to say, or she get mixed emotion. I can say, it was our daughter who is jumping.
Okay.
That she's going.
She
to
knew what
the,
was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knew that we have an application
Right.
to the UK. She's the one who's very excited, and when I told her, Daddy got a visa,
Right.
and soon you will get yours.
Correct.
And she was jumping.
Right.
She was very happy that, oh, I'm going to the UK.
Okay. That's good. That's nice. I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Marlon. I know, I mean, comparing to the others, I think your journey was a bit smoother than the others, but at the same time, the shadow of your previous experiences, the bad experiences, the scam, you overstaying, up until the day you have submitted your visa, it was, you know, it was there behind you. It was on your shoulders. There was already a sort of guarantee because you already have the job offer. But again, until the day you saw your passport, everything was, you know, it feels heavy, right? But then you saw your passport, your daughter was jumping up and down, your wife hugging you, and, you know, it's just a matter of time now before you get your family their own visa, right? And fantastic, right? So, everybody, what a wonderful story. What an epic story. Before we end, we'll get back to you and we'll ask Marlon just a few more questions and ask him why you should take your step to your UK journey. We'll be right back. Welcome back everybody to Epic Fridays, and if you have been watching us in the last half an hour or so, you'll be so amazed with Marlon's story. And before we end the show, Marlon, again I would like to congratulate you on your success.
Thank you.
Of course, your success is our success, and I guess this time there was no scam. There was no waiting for a year or two. It took you less than 4 months, right?
Yeah, that's right.
To get your COS, your visa, and now you're just waiting for your flight to get booked to the UK, right? Now, overall, can you tell me how was the journey with Ian's?
Well, I can say it's a smooth sailing one. There is no part during the process that I felt like being left behind, being left in the dark, guessing what will happen next.
Okay.
Because with regards to the communication, no, I don't have any issues at all. As I've said, I started with a phone call with Maria, and since that day, it's like that. The communication has been smooth.
Right. It was constant communication.
Yes.
Okay.
Any update with regards to the application, Tanya is there, Cheryl is there, you're there. You send us the message, the updates. So I'm confident during the whole procedure that I'm on the right company, the right agency.
Correct. No more scams.
No more scam. No more waiting for a year or two.
Correct. So Marlon, before we end the show, can you invite everybody who's watching us and encourage them to start their journey to the UK?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the whole Ian's team, especially Maria, Michael, Tanya, and Ian himself for assisting me in reaching this milestone accomplishment. It's not just for me, it's for my family, for my wife, and especially to our daughter, for a better future for her. And what else can I say? Thank you very much. I could not even imagine that within a very short span of time, I'll get my visa, just waiting for my flight, going to the UK. And to all of you who have a dream, who wanted to go, let's say, to another country, Ian's is here to help you out. Whether you're from a healthcare background or not, whether you're working in a hospital, in a pharmacy, or even a driver, it doesn't matter. Ian's will help you out. They will make you ready, equipped, and well prepared for the job. So, sorry.
It's okay.
So visit their Facebook page, attend the webinar, and hopefully sign up with the SC Momentum, because SC Momentum will change everything, and that program will land you the job that you're looking for and will land you to the UK. Right. So what are you waiting for?
Join now.
Join now.
Right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Marlon. Again, your story serves as an inspiration to everybody. There's tons and tons of people out there who've gone through the same situation as you before. They've been to different agencies, paid the whole amount, waited, nothing. And I think your story serves as a sign or another push for them to never stop dreaming, never stop searching, and never settle for anything less than what you think you deserve.
Yes.
Right? And for that, I'd like to thank you very much, Marlon, for your time. Your story is indeed epic.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right? So there you have it, guys. We have heard Marlon's epic story from going to the UK as a student, failing to secure a sponsorship, overstaying for almost a year, have gone through several agencies, paid all the monies, waited and waited, and for nothing. But today you have heard his story and you've heard his success. And I hope you guys, every one of you watching out there, let this be an inspirational story for you to never stop dreaming and never stop pursuing your goals. I'll see you next Friday for another epic story here at Epic Fridays. Bye!